Hello and welcome to the second part of a Blender course that have been made especially for you. Yeah, for you my buddy. In this part we are gonna focus on more complicated modeling, we're gonna make some more complicated models and I'll show you a few more things. Let's go! Let's make a model of desk. Add a cube, scale it down in Z and Y axis and scale it up in X axis to make the shape more similar to desk and place it in the right position. I think I'm going to make this specific type of desk. So go to edit mode by pressing tab and add loop cuts by pressing Ctrl R. Go to wireframe mode, select those three faces, press X and choose faces. Then go back to solid mode. To fill these empty spaces, select the edges and press F a few times. Select this face, press I to insert it and extrude it backward. Add 3 loop cuts here by pressing Ctrl R and scrolling the mouse wheel 2 times. Bevel these loops by pressing Ctrl B and extrude them backward. Adjust the model's position a little bit. The desk model is almost ready, but we need to add handles. Select the handle you've already made for the drawer and duplicate it by pressing Shift D. To position it perfectly in the middle, select this face and press Shift S. Then choose cursor to select it. Switch to object mode, select the handle, press Shift S again and choose selection to cursor. Now just adjust the handle position a little bit. Let's add handles to the other drawers. Go to the modifiers tab and add an array modifier. Change the offset settings so the direction of the handles is correct. Change the count to 4 because we need 4 handles and adjust the settings until the result looks good. If you noticed, the floor is slightly tilted. To fix this, enable the even thickness option and slightly reduce the thickness. This will straighten it out. Let's move everything a bit so it fits better. Now we'll create a pillow. Add a cube, scale it down and move it to where the pillow will be placed. Scale it along the Y and Z axis. Add a subdivision surface modifier, go to edit mode and add 2 loop cuts near both ends and 1 loop cut in the middle. Apply the modifier and switch back to edit mode. Enable proportional editing at the top. This allows you to move together vertices that are nearby. Select any vertex and try moving it. We need to reduce the influence radius so it doesn't affect the entire object. Just scroll the mouse wheel down. Now move some random vertices to make the shape look more natural and realistic. The pillow is done, so we can move on to the bed sheet. Click on the bed and switch to edit mode. Select the mattress, the top faces, and duplicate them by pressing Shift D. Now press P and choose selected. This will be our object that will serve as a bed sheet. Add a loop cut and delete these faces. Move it up and scale it. Now add a lot of loop cuts on both sides. To add even more geometry, select all by pressing A and press right click and hit subdivide. Then add a subdivision surface modifier. Switch to sculpt mode and at the bottom search for the clothes brushes. Select drag cloth and play with it by clicking on the geometry and adjusting the settings. If the blanket geometry intersects with the bed like this, then just move the blanket slightly upward. Also, go back to object mode, press right click and choose shade smooth. That option will make our duvet smoother. I think we're done with bed. Now I'm gonna add a simple shelf above the bed and desk. Add a cube, scale it down and just position it above those. We've already created a few elements, but the scene still isn't complete. It's missing some important things like a PC, a chair, a full workstation and a few other details. So let's move on to modeling the chair. Add a cube and scale it to the right proportions. Apply the scale, go to edit mode and bevel these 2 edges. By the way, you can change the number of segments by scrolling the mouse wheel. Next, bevel these edge loops as well. Now we have the base. You can reposition the 3D cursor so you don't have to manually move every new object. Add another cube, scale it down and slightly rotate it by pressing R then X. Add 1 loop cut here and move it slightly upward. Select this face and scale it down on the X axis. Select these edges and bevel them. Select these 2 edges as well and bevel them. Then scale them a bit on the X axis and I think this edge loop in the middle should be a bit lower, so let's move it. And as you can see, when I try to move it down normally, the geometry gets distorted. So that's why there's another way to move an edge loop. Press G twice and now you can slide it. Scale it slightly on the x-axis and that looks good. Now add a cylinder. Change the number of vertices to 12, scale it down and move it under the chair. Extend it upward, go to edit mode and extrude this face twice like this. Slightly scale up the tip. Once again, adjust the 3D cursor position and and add a cube. Scale it and move it next to the cylinder. Add an edge loop. Extrude these two faces several times, rotating them slightly each time. Then extrude the end face and also the two side faces that were created. Add another cylinder, scale it down, move it here and rotate it. This will be the wheel. Adjust the vertices a little bit. Scale this chair leg on the y-axis. Select these faces, press E, then right click and scale them again on the y-axis. Select the outer edge loops and move them downward, and move the bottom ones upward. Go to object mode, select the wheel and leg and press Ctrl J. This way we join both objects into one. Now if the 3D cursor isn't on this face, press Shift S and choose cursor to select it. We'll need this for the spin tool, so select the leg, go to edit mode, switch to a top view and click spin on the left. Enable use duplicates and set the count to 5, since we'll need 5 legs. Click the spin icon and in the settings set the angle to 360 degrees. Then select everything, press M and choose by distance. The chair is almost done. Let's lower the legs together with the rest of the chair and slightly scale down the central tube. The only thing left is to add the armrests. Add a cube, scale it down and move it here. Add a mirror modifier and set the chair base as the mirror object, so we get symmetry on the other side. Flatten it on the Z-axis and extend it on the Y-axis. Go to edit mode and add two loop cuts. Scale them on the X-axis, select these edge loops and bevel them. Also select these edges and bevel them as well. Scale everything slightly on the Z and Y-axis. Select the bottom face and press I to insert it. Then extrude that face. Switch to wireframe mode and start extruding this face further, adjusting it until the result looks good. At the end, I did some final scaling tweaks and the result looks alright. Let's select every part of the chair and press Ctrl J to join everything into one object. Now let's create some simpler objects that we'll still need in the scene. So I'm gonna make a PC, add a cube, scale it down, scale it on the X-axis and place it on the right side of the desk. Go to edit mode, select this face, press I to insert it and then extrude it inward. Now I will make a very simple desk mat, so add a cube and scale it so it becomes rectangular, and that's it. Move on to the next model. We got a keyboard. Again, it's very simple because we don't need much details, so just add a cube and scale it so it resembles the shape of keyboard. I'm going to continue adding small things, and I will also leave this task for you. Create as many objects as you want and anything you think will fit this room. If you have any problems or you don't understand something, feel free to join our Discord server. The link is in the description. And that's it for this episode. I hope you got as much value from it as possible. In the next episode we'll finish the remaining models needed to complete the scene and start working on the materials and colors. Of course, don't forget to save your file.